done with the First Order. I'm never going back. Traitor! Traitor! Traitor!
Welcome everyone, this is Master's Joke, also Master's Joke 75 on Instagram. So we're going straight back to the beginning of the sequel trilogy, The Force Awakens, which I really enjoyed it at the time. I saw all the sequel trilogy in the cinema. Force Awakens, it blew me away. I don't watch it in the same way that I watch the original trilogy or even the prequel trilogy. I don't really watch much of it at all. I mean, if I'm gonna, it's all about nostalgia for me. If I'm gonna watch one of the Star Wars sequel movies, it's gonna be Rise of Skywalker. So, I mean, the Rise of Skywalker, I know it's rubbish, but I like it. I don't know why I like it, but I love the Sith Troopers, even though they didn't do anything. I really like the Rise of Skywalker. It doesn't make any sense, and you can tell that it's got the Emperor in it, even though he died in Return of the Jedi. It makes no sense at all. Force Awakens does make sense, and I was so excited for it because Star Wars was back, similar when the Phantom Menace came out. But when you actually when you like stand back and look at the Force Awakens, it's just a rip-off of A New Hope. Is exactly the same story, but I enjoyed it, and I did like Finn. I thought he was a good character. I thought he was good. Talking of Finn, I used to work with a woman who was friends with Finn's mum. So because obviously Finn, the actor, is from London. So I used to work. I can't remember what his name is. I like him, but I used to work with a lady who used to be good friends with his mum, and yeah, she was really nice. I started this new job. We're going back like 10 years. This is like, was it 2015? And yeah, this lady, she was lovely, really nice lady, and she kept having to take time off work to I don't even, why am I telling you this? But she used to have to take time off work. She had a lot of issues with her boiler, so she said, "Yeah, I'm not going to be in. I'm waiting for the man to come in to fix my boiler." And then she never came back. And the reason she never came back is because she went to prison for fraud. So she wasn't actually having her boiler fixed. She was attending court. So yeah, so that's my story about Finn. So I've never met Finn, but I know, or I worked with a lady who was lovely, even though she broke the law, and I know exactly what she did, but I won't say. She was really good friends with Finn. Well, yeah, Finn's mum. So that's just a little bit of a story, but yeah, great character. I thought he was good. Not too sure about the kind of backstory that he was potentially gay. They did say that, or I heard rumours that they were going to make him gay and have a love interest with Poe Dameron, but thankfully that didn't happen. But I loved, because when the trailer come out and you had all these new stormtroopers, and then Finn was a stormtrooper. I just thought it was brilliant. I thought it was great. I do like the new the new order, the new stormtrooper costumes. I think they're good, and you see them around Galaxy's Edge, but nothing will ever beat the original trilogy stormtroopers, because they're amazing. But this Finn from The Force Awakens, so vintage collection, VC308, and again it's got the nice bit of information on the back, which they need to do for the they need to do something for the retro collection. But I love this, the way that it matches the actual colour of the peel and the back, the background for the bubble. I think it looks great. So VC308 Finn Starkiller Base, because obviously he didn't have a name, did he? It was just a number. And it was Poe Dameron who called him Finn. But committed to the cause of the Resistance, Finn fights alongside his closest friends to defeat the First Order, the evil regime he once served as a stormtrooper. And he was a good stormtrooper. And I did like the original, the basic figures that came out during, they came out during The Force Awakens and Solo. And I enjoyed that. And then I think The Rise of Skywalker was the first movie that had no figures at all. So you did have Vintage Collection, because I remember when I saw the movie and I ordered Poe Dameron, and I also ordered, this is Vintage Collection, I also ordered Rey as well, and that was from the Disney store. But yeah, you didn't have the basic, the basic 3.75 Star Wars figures, and I thought that was a big shame, because I liked picking them up. I've got loads, and my son, when the movie came out, The Force Awakens, yeah, he was only little, but I bought him the Millennium Falcon. I thought it looked great, but I must dig out his Millennium Falcon. But I really did think that his Millennium Falcon, where it had the big cannon, and I remember seeing the images of it, and I really thought, because obviously it was like it's 20 years, was supposed to be 20 years since the Return of the Jedi. I really thought they had the square dish, they also put a massive cannon. I thought that was going to be in the movie. I didn't realise it was just some kind of nerve gun mashup partnership. But I still rate it as a good toy. I really do like the Millennium Falcon from those basic figures. I think I like it because it's quite fat. But I must dig it out, because that was also the first Finn figure that I came across. And although my son's Millennium Falcon is loose, I did buy a second one, which is still boxed and in the loft. But let's get back to this. So this Finn figure, this was one of my pickups from Lame in St Evenage before it closed down. So everything was half price. It was like the last day, and what was it? It was, well, according to them, it was originally $16.99. Then it was £13, which I think it still is. I think it's still available in Finn. Still available in Lame. Although Lame, they haven't really got much good stuff anymore. And what stuff they have got is quite, it's not cheap, is it? I mean, I was really hoping that the HK-87 assassin droid would have been reduced, but it hasn't. I think it's $13.99. But they haven't really got many good figures left. But it was around this time last year when all the retro collection Ahsoka figures just turned up in Lame. So, or maybe not March. Maybe it was, I don't know, maybe May, June time. But so I'm hoping that Lame, because Lame's been pretty good over the years, or over the recent years. I'm hoping Lame will have some good Star Wars reduced figures, you know, something new. You might even find the Acolyte stuff in there, not retro, probably just I'd say just the Vintage Collection and Black Series stuff, because I think there's, from what I've seen, I think there's a surplus of the Acolyte figures hanging around. So I think they'll turn up in Lame, maybe within the next couple of months. And talking of the Acolyte, I did mention in my last Acolyte video about the box set being sold out at Star Action Figures. Now, what I realised, Star Action Figures never sold the Acolyte. They never sold that box set. I ordered it from Hasbro Pulse. It was available from In Demand Toys and also Amazon. Not that I looked, but I wasn't aware of any other website that sold it. But I saw it, cause I look on Star Action Figures a lot of the time, and I saw it on there a couple of days ago, and it said sold out. And what I think's happened is they had put it on their website as I looked, and that's why it was showing as sold out, because they hadn't actually put the price on or anything. And I remember that happened with B&M when they first put the Doctor Who sets. This is going back to 2023. I was I was constantly checking their site for the new Doctor Who figures. Then they went online and they all said sold out. So I think that's what happened. Because Star Action Figures never sold the Acolyte, but it is now available. And I read on their Facebook post that I think it's come directly from Hasbro Pulse, because they haven't been able to sell them. I like them, but I know a lot of people don't. But yeah, so let's get back to Finn. So yeah, it was £13, half price. So that's £6.50. Let your eyes be a guide. I think that's a good price for Finn, and I like the character, as I've said. The image is all right of Finn on the card. It's quite a nice thick card. I mean, this was the last day of the store before it closed. It was literally closing on that day, so the card isn't in the best condition. It's got some creases on there, but I bought it to open. So I'm not fussed. It's got a crease in there as well. It's got their security tag. But there's only one way. There is only one way to open these Star Wars figures. And what I'm going to do, once I have opened Finn, I'm definitely going to get the Millennium Falcon out, compare him to the original Finn figure, and maybe maybe have a play with him. But there's only one way to open Finn Starkiller Base from the Force Awakens, and that's like it was Christmas 1985. So let's do this. So there he is in the bubble tray. I think he looks good. I also I didn't notice it before. He's got has he got like, there's like paint applications around the bottom of his legs near his shoes. Like there's dirt on. Is that dirt or is it snow? Don't know what that is. But yeah, and the gun looks really good. The gun looks really, really good, because I do remember that gun in the basic line of figures. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get him out of the bubble tray. We'll have a look at the figure and all the paint detailing. We'll have a look at his accessory, and then we'll set him up.
Your astute panic suggests that you understand your situation. I would prefer to avoid any further violence and encourage a moment of consideration.
Right, so here is Finn. I think he's a really decent figure. The articulation is pretty decent. I mean, his head is quite his head's quite stiff, but it does move around. It really does look like the actor. It's a really decent face sculpt, really, really decent. Nice texture on his hair as well. He's got Poe Dameron's jacket on. And yeah, the actual paint applications around his shoes. So that I mean, is that dust or is it mud? I don't know what it is. Must be. Oh, it's obviously from Starkiller Base. That might be snow. That might be snow from when he was fighting Kylo Ren with Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. And he's got the jacket there. He's got the movement. It's a really decent looking figure. I really like it. And look at all the texture on the jacket. So I don't know if I would have bought this figure with it being full price. I wouldn't have done. But for £6.50, let your eyes be a guide. What a great price. Really, really, really good price. Really happy I got him. But all I want to do is get the Millennium Falcon out and have a play. Because with the Millennium Falcon, with that nerve cannon, it came with well, you had Finn, but you had the headset, and also you had Chewbacca as well, and he also had the headset. Now I think my son, just through wear and tear when he used to play with the figures, because he doesn't play with anything now, does not play with any toys whatsoever, and that's another story for another time. But the headsets kind of, no, the headsets were on there. They were on the, I think they were on the moulding, but there was like a little a wire, because they didn't have Bluetooth. They didn't have Bluetooth in a galaxy far, far away. But there was a wire, and then a kind of a little kind of a little pack that sat on the. I can't remember. I think it kind of plugged in to their back or their belt or something like that. But that kind of wire broke. But that they were toys, you know. That's what they were there for. He was playing with them. He really enjoyed playing with his Star Wars figures back in the day, when there used to be movies that you could go and see. And I used to love buying them. You know, I'd buy him loads of Star Wars stuff. Just used to love it. But yeah, really decent figure. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get his gun. I think the best way to look at his gun is if it's in Finn's hand. So have a look at the gun, and then we'll set him up. Right, so here's Finn's gun. I don't know if you can see that. But it's a decent looking gun. It's very detailed. Don't know if you can see that. And the plastic, it's not the thickest bit of plastic in the world, but it is a decent piece of plastic. It's not bending or anything like that. Which, I don't know, you sort of think that Hasbro have got it with the vintage collection, and then I know I open up figures from all different eras, but you suddenly think, oh yeah, Hasbro, they've done it. They're now making decent weapons, and then you know you open a new release, and it's just a rubbish bendy weapon again. Retro collection, I think the weapons are brilliant. They're nice and thick like they were back in the 80s. I mean, the only dodgy weapons I can think of, I'm thinking, like Cara Dune. Cara Dune's weapon was all bendy. But but this one, vintage collection, decent weapon. Nice kind of gunmetal grey on there. And it's got kind of blue detailing. That is a decent looking gun. So that's nice. That's a nice little bonus. When you get a decent weapon and a decent figure, I'm always happy. So I've got to be honest, I'm really impressed by this figure. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set up Finn, and we'll have a proper look at him, and then I'll score him. But I already know what the score is. So let me just set him up. Right, so I've set Finn up in tentative 4. He does look amazing. He's definitely a 10 out of 10 figure. Honestly, it's just a great figure. Highly recommended. I mean, I was surprised because of, you know, the fallout over the sequel trilogy. I was surprised when Hasbro released Finn. I think he came out last year, I think. But I think he's a really decent figure. I'd like to see a bit more released from the sequel trilogy. What I'd like the Emperor. I'd like Emperor Palpatine from The Rise of Skywalker. I thought he looked great in his purple robes. Was it purple and red? So that's what I'd like to see. But yeah, this is a really decent figure. But I couldn't help it. I got my son's Millennium Falcon down, and it is full. It's absolutely full of Disney World droids. Because every year, I mean, yeah, so 2015 was the first year that my son went to Florida. So every year from 2015 until 2019, because I was due to go in 2020, March the 31st, 2020, I was due to go to Florida, and obviously they got cancelled, and I got banned from America for quite a bit of time, until I went to Galaxy's Edge last April. But yeah, we used to build, you know, the little droids. We used to build one each every year, and then they started doing the protocol droids. Then they stopped doing it due to the pandemic. And then when me and my son went to Galaxy's Edge last April, we actually built a proper big droid, you know, the remote control ones, in Galaxy's Edge. But I I'm going to Disneyland Paris. I haven't been there since 2006, and they still do the little Build-A-Droid at the Droid Factory. So we're going to be doing that. But yeah, his Millennium Falcon is absolutely full. But there is Chewbacca from the Millennium Falcon. I don't know if you can. He's a decent figure, but I don't know if you can see his. Try and get him into focus. His headset. So there should have been a wire. A wire would come off the headset to a little box, and I'm trying to. It used to plug in somewhere, but I can't really remember. But I thought he was a decent figure. Is he going to fit in shot though? Chewbacca. No, he's too tall, isn't he? Chewbacca's too tall. Let's see if I can adjust the camera a bit. There we go. There's Chewie. Yeah, he's got loads of stuff in here because he loves droids. So these are all his toys. Oh look, these are great figures. Here's C-3PO with his red arm. So he's one of the basic figures. I think he's a decent figure. And there's a story, isn't there, about why C-3PO has a red arm. That's not a bad droid. What else has he got in here? And then I got him in episode 1 because he loves droids so much. Because we used to watch them all. We used to watch the prequel trilogy. So I got him the naked C-3PO, and again I remember when that came out. I thought it was great. He's not going to stand up. And then I also got him an original line C-3PO. So there's a bit of the gold paint is missing. Try and get him into focus. But I just loved buying Star Wars figures for my son. So he's got quite a few. I've got to go through. It's the wife's orders. I've got to go through all his stuff, all these toys. He's even got. I even got him a little original. I mean, the dome. I mean, the chrome's all come off. But I even got him an original R2-D2. Bought a little sticker for him. Look at that. God, honestly, there's so much in it. But this video is about Finn, so I don't know why. Let me see if I can find Finn. Let me see if I can find Finn. Oh, maybe he's not in here. Oh, there he is. He's in the. He was in the. You know where Luke used to sit. So here is the original Finn with his headset. So it's basically the same figure, but only basic articulation, and I think he's a decent looking figure. Try. Yeah, really decent figure. Really decent figure for the basic line. But yeah, I'm gonna have to dig out all his droids. I've got to go through it all. It's, you know, wife's orders. I've got to go through his toys. But I also bought him loads of original He-Man figures from toy fairs and things like that. Because he used to play with He-Man as well. But no, Yeah, 10 out of 10 for Finn. Yeah, this video was supposed to be about Finn, not about my son's toys in his Force Awakens Millennium Falcon. But yeah, I'm going to have to dig them out. I think, yeah, he's even got BB-8. BB-8's in there. I do like BB-8. Let's just put BB-8 there. BB-8 fell off. And then, you know, the little black droid as well. There we go. But yeah, 10 out of 10. Great figure. I mean, the price, just ridiculous. £6.50. I thought that was a great price for... I'm going to move that. It's affecting the focus. Great price for Finn. But yeah, really pleased with it. Definitely worth picking up. Highly recommended. A great price at Lame. And hopefully Lame will, you know, come back with some more bargain deals. Because there's just nothing in there at the moment. I haven't bothered visiting Lame for a while. Well, I did. The last one I went to was the new one, which is in Sports Direct in Milton Keynes a couple of weeks ago, and it was just rubbish. It was just full of the you know, I say expensive. They had a handful of Star Wars figures, but they were all at higher end, mainly Black Series, a few vintage collection, but they were like $14.99, $15.99. So yeah, but I'm sure they'll get something soon. But anyway, that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. It went on a bit, didn't it? It went on a bit, and it wasn't really... Well, it was about the Force Awakens, so it is linked to Finn. But yeah, I might even do a video about the Millennium Falcon. And all these... Because there's literally loads of droids inside here. He's even got... I even got him an R5... An R5D4, look. He's even got an R5D4. Yeah, I used to love buying Star Wars toys for my son. But yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It lets me know you care. Also helps the channel. And I'll see you in the next one.